Our nation has always been very progressive. It's not surprising that we have evolved past the point of the Indian Act to take our rightful place as a self-governing nation. I want to state to our people that the Indian Act never defined us or made us Tla'amin people. If anything, it has held us back and no longer wanted us to be Tla'amin. For those of you that weren't able to join us at the totem pole raising, made a statement there that the 6 figures that we've introduced to the community and to the world today are symbols that as a self-governing nation, we will and we are going to strengthen those cultural practices and teachings. So today is just a start, and there'll be more to come. The moving away from the Indian Act is the biggest part of this process, is to get away from the Indian Act and shake the shackles of that and move forward and succeed as the Tla'amin Nation. It's a historic day, and we want to make sure that we're inclusive of everybody in the Tla'amin Nation, and I think there'll be some very positive happenings in the near future here. So very, very proud. Of course, this is not done alone. The treaty staff done amazing work, and our chief and councils of the past, our boards of directors, big, huge thank yous go out to them as they were so key in moving this forward. My heart is so proud listening to these beautiful songs and watching these young Chichuis dancing and singing with pride alongside the Chechlim, Chichia group, Otakan, and the Tla'amin Spirit Singers. This is an incredible tribute to our ancestors, elders, and our entire community. I remember leading up to the final agreement vote how the youth took it upon themselves to study the sections of the treaty and to share this information within their families. I think many of us can look back at images and kind of see the t-shirts that the youth done, the boat tours, the land tours. I just wanted to acknowledge our youth because the youth were so passionate about wanting to see this change. And I think just the symbolism of all this drumming, it's pretty hard to keep it together up here. Listening to all that, it's amazing. Throughout the entire week leading up to the effective date, I don't know if any of you felt it, but around the Tla'amin community, I felt like there was people visiting us all week, and just really acknowledge that the ancestors were with us and watching over us. And Phil mentioned this at the totem raising, and I said, yeah, I really feel it. A nice, positive, warm energy, and so glad to feel that and to acknowledge that it just wasn't me. So I felt it, and I hope you all did too. We have not entered into this process blindly or with the intent to make people's lives worse. The goal has always been to improve our current existence and that of the future generations, and we will. We make no judgments on any other nation still living under the Indian Act, as we are simply trying to do what's right for our people. As stated on April 5th, we make the commitment to all Tla'amin citizens that we look at all of us as equals. Whether you are supportive of the process or not, we will walk down this self-governing path together towards a brighter future. In the spirit of one heart, one mind, one nation, and on behalf of the last Indian Act Chief and Council, I'd like to share the declaration of the Tla'amin people that we have followed throughout the treaty process. Since the beginning of time, our people have lived on the lands that the Creator provided for our ancestors. We live by our traditional systems of governance that sustained us and our lands and resources for thousands of years. Our society governed all forms of environmental, social, and political relations through a sophisticated system of traditional laws, as is our traditional way. It is from this proud history that Tla'amin derives our inherent right to self-government. With jurisdiction and responsible leadership, we will create economic and employment opportunities to sustain and improve the quality of life for present and future generations. Imut and Chechat Tonapich.